everybody here because, look, I'm about solving problems. I'm not going to be somebody who says that we should let people, Americans especially, suffer because of incompetence of politicians. So we're going to talk about just these subsidies, okay? Nothing else, no other conversation. So, Mr. Bragdon, I ask you a question. Are veterans' health care costs going to go down whether we do this or not?
No.
So if you're a veteran and your copay is going up, or your deductible is going up, or your quality of service is going down, are you affected by this?
Not at all.
All right. If you're a union worker, makes great Jeeps in Toledo, Ohio, are you affected by this?
No.
So if your union health plan goes up 15, 20%, your copay goes up, your deductible goes up, if we do something about this, does that help that union worker in Toledo, Ohio?
No.
How about people who used to work for me in my private companies? I started as a small business owner too, Mr. Jacobs. It's really hard. It's really hard. If you want to do something in this world that's tough, start a small business. And if I, in my case, went out and through a dealer association got health care for my employees, and those premiums, are they affected by this resolution of this issue?
No.
If I'm on Medicare, am I affected by this?
No.
If I'm in Mr. Steely's case with Luke on Medicaid, is he affected by this?
No.
So you're talking about a very narrow set of Americans that are affected by this. And that's the disappointing part is that the only issue that Democrats want to fix is for probably something that affects 5 or 6 or 7% of Americans. Why don't we, and I asked this to my Democrat colleague, because the rest of the colleagues are not here, why wouldn't we fix it for all Americans? Americans deserve a government that fights for them every single day to deliver them affordable health care, but we're only talking about a very narrow group of incentives. So now let's shift the conversation over here. How do we get affordable health care? Mr. White, who said the following? Premiums will drop, and the average family will see premiums go down by $2,500 a year in 2014.
President Obama.
Is that a lie?
Yes.
Is there a single solitary American? If we asked this intrepid staff to go hunt down an American citizen, would we find an average family whose premiums have gone down in the last 11 years by $2,500 a year?
I can't think of a case, not in the individual market,
It'd
no.
be impossible.
Yeah.
Any market, by the way.
Probably any market.
Right, so the ranking member mentioned a family making $66,000 a year. There's no scenario on earth in which they saved $2,500 a year.
No.
Correct? Okay, so that's good. You said something that was interesting, Mr. White. You said that Obamacare has been fantastic for health insurance companies. I want to quantify that.
Yeah.
Would it surprise you to know that the stock price of United Healthcare in 2015 was $115 a share, and last year it closed at a record high of $611 a share?
Not at all.
So Jacobs, that's pretty good for a business guy, right? I mean, 5 times the value of your business. Let me put that in further numbers. United Healthcare used to be a $108 billion enterprise back in 2015. That's a big company, $100+ billion. Would it surprise you that it's almost a $600 billion company?
Not at all.
Now, those numbers are so outrageously high, it doesn't mean anything. Let me just quantify them for people watching. Ford Motor Company is about a $50 billion company. It's 12 times the size of Ford Motor Company. In fact, it's pretty much every car company with Tesla excluded combined is United Healthcare in 10 years because of Obamacare. Never have we enriched companies the way that Obamacare has enriched healthcare insurance companies at the cost to the American people. And it's a disgrace. So let's go through solutions. Mr. White, are people who enter this country illegally eligible for Medicare, Medicaid, or the Obamacare exchange? They're not, right? They're not eligible. Right? They can't go get an Obamacare premium. They can't get a Medicare card, but they can go into our hospitals and get treated at no charge, correct?
Correct.
And when you own a business and you give part of your services for free, is it really free or do you really charge everybody else?
It gets charged to everyone else.
So 10, 12, 15 million people who entered this country illegally, presumably with a lot less healthy than American citizens, would have massively increased the cost of our health care. Is that true?
By billions and billions of dollars.
Big transfer payment from American citizens to non-Americans. Would transparency make a difference? If you came into one of my dealerships and I didn't tell you what the price of the car was until 60 days after you took delivery, would you do that deal?
No, sir.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. Well, do you think transparency matters? I mean, knowing, by the way, how much an MRI is. In fact, you're a pretty good expert, you and Mr. Bragdon. How much is it? I'm going to play pickleball tomorrow morning, and there's a pretty good odds that I could hurt my knee. I hope not. What would it cost me to get an MRI?
So I just paid cash for an MRI last year in Naples, Florida, and it was about $230.
And if I went to my health care plan that I get from the United States Senate, my deductible, I think, is like 12 grand. What would I pay for that MRI at the hospital? I'd pay the full boat and pay my deductible, right? Which would be how much?
I suspect that they would have negotiated a really good deal for you, probably like $900 or $1,200.
So I'd pay $1,200. I could have gotten it for $300. I pay it. Now, when will I know? Like I walk in and they say, hey, I'm sorry about your knee. It's going to be $1,200.
Well, they'll ask for your insurance card first, and then that will dictate your price. And then, as you mentioned, you'll get a letter in the mail after the fact telling you what you owe after you've had the service.
Yeah, exactly. I actually did that in my dental plan. I had a root canal, which, by the way, don't recommend you do that as a elective surgery. And I got a bill for $4,600. I almost fell off my chair. Because, again, they billed the insurance company declined it. So for Mr. Jacobs and Mr. Lehman, would association health plans work? Like, would you love to be able to go to Costco or Amazon or Walmart and be able to buy competitive health care where you can empower yourself and your employees and your businesses to shop? Would that make a difference? Would that save money? Yes or no, real quick, because I'm out of time. I'm going to get the
30% premium reduction.
So why don't we do that? Why don't we do association health plans? Solve this problem for everybody. How about PBM reforms? Should we do that? Why don't we do that? Let's make that happen. Let's not shut down the government over this. Let's work together to solve the entire problem. Let's do that. Let's get together. Let's show the American people we're able to govern. Can you imagine if tomorrow morning the American people woke up and go, my God, the leaders in Washington, D.C. are able to govern and solve our problems. Would having most favored nation status for drugs lower the cost of health care, yes or no?
Yes. In fact,
Cross-state shopping, would that help? Reducing administrative costs, would that help? Tort reform, would that help?
Well, favorite nation has been passed. That's a thing now. So, welcome everybody to the channel. This is the Thomas Chuck channel, and I'm sitting here with Mr. Zig. How are you, Mr. Zig?
Doing good, Thomas. How you doing?
I am doing great. So some of the things that he mentioned there, I mean, it would be nice to be able to call Walmart and go through and get best insurance out there. Unfortunately, back in 2010, when Obamacare was passed and President Obama got right up on television and said that if you love your doctor, you get to keep your doctor. Premiums are going to go down by $2,500 per family over the however many years. That was all a lie. All it was a lie.
The president lied.
Oh, yeah, I know it's a shocker.
Damn.
But yes, the president lied about all of that.
Great.
It was all a scam, fraud, however you want to look at it. That's what it was. Because once that got passed, all that was a good way to pay off insurance companies who benefited from it and the Democrat politicians that benefited from it. So, but welcome to the channel. This is the Thomas Chuck channel, and we've got another video for you to show some more fraud. A guy's telling story of what tragedy he's going through with his daughter, and it's a shame that the government we were shut down for 44 days while this government, the Democrats, wanted to keep the illegals on Obamacare. And that's all that this is about, is to keep them on there. And I don't get that. I don't get that at all. You have any explanation of why they want to keep illegals? I mean, illegals
Just once. Well, don't they want their votes? I mean,
well, but they're not supposed to get those neither.
well,
Huh? It's illegal for an illegal
to vote. Is it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Supposed to be. Okay.
Yes.
Well, then why are you letting them all in?
Yeah.
Why would you stand up there and say the border's secure when you saw thousands and thousands of them coming in the gate every day?
Wait.
I mean,
You mean the president lied?
you saw the video. I mean, videos don't lie. Pretty much. I don't think that was AI walking across the border. Pretty damn sure they looked real.
Yeah.
You know, and they tried to talk to them, and most of them, a lot of them, some of them, didn't even know English.
Yeah.
Had no idea. But
Yeah, it's crazy.
we're a land of immigrants, though, Tom. So
Yeah.
we should just let everybody in.
Let everybody in.
But then you let them suck all the resources of the people who are paying their way,
Right.
the fair way. And oh well, I am.
Obamacare inflict.
Yeah, it's a shame, and to know that we have been lied to about this. The whole from word go, it was nothing but a scam. Because if you look at it, why are you taxing people who can't afford health care to begin with? All the Democrats back in 2010 says, you know what, that's a great idea. If a poor person who cannot scrape enough money to have insurance can't afford it, we're going to tax him. But now here's the kicker. Now we are going to actually pay that. We're going to pay for that poor person who can't. American taxpayers are going to pay for that. So that helps him out. And then the fraud. It's just a fraud from the word go. Here, Christopher Briggs here, he has a chilling story about the scam that it actually is. So let's listen to him.
On the American people. And I just have to say, this is the first time I've had a chance to sit in front of the Senate. If no harm has ever come to anybody under Obamacare, and it's such a great plan, why are you all not on it? Obamacare is not insurance, but a scheme. Some would say, I would say, a Ponzi scheme to pay for medical bills. My firm recommendation is that if you are on Obamacare now, get out while you can.
Our first witness is Mr. Christopher Briggs. He is the Publications and Public Affairs Counsel at the Independent Institute. He received his Bachelor's of Arts in History and English from Bowdoin College and holds a Master of Arts in Political Theory from Catholic University. Mr. Briggs.
Chairman Johnson, Ranking Member Blumenthal, and members of the U.S. Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, please allow me to thank you for the opportunity to testify before you today about the harm Obamacare inflicts on the American people. And I just have to say, this is the first time I've had a chance to sit in front of the Senate. If no harm has ever come to anybody under Obamacare, and it's such a great plan, why are you all not on it? In November 2015, my wife got the most dreadful call a parent can get. The doctor knew why our youngest daughter, Colette, hadn't been feeling well. Blood work had revealed leukemia. So we raced Colette to Inova Fairfax Hospital, the only one in Northern Virginia that treats pediatric cancer, and got there just in time. Now, thanks to Obamacare, we were already in difficult straits regarding health care. Before the ACA went into effect, the market had offered us a wide variety of relatively inexpensive plans that covered specialist care, even out of state. After the ACA, however, all that was left were increasingly costly plans with fewer benefits, including fewer doctors and fewer hospitals. Thanks to the ACA, we were basically restricted to the medical facilities within a short distance of our zip code. The healthcare experts among us will talk about narrow networks. That doesn't even begin to describe the horror. Obamacare made us into medical serfs. We are tied to the land, unable to leave it, even to save a little girl battling cancer, which is why when we tried to take our daughter Colette to Johns Hopkins up the road in Baltimore, we were denied. Under our pre-ACA plan, which didn't geofence sick children from the care that they deserve, she would have been admitted. Now, our predicament was made even more painful by swelling premiums and skyrocketing deductible and maximum out-of-pocket expenses. Pre-ACA, our monthly premiums were about $800 per month, and the maximum back-end expenses was about $3,500, give or take. After the ACA went into effect, our monthly premiums, and this is with subsidies, went to nearly $2,000 per month. Annual deductible and maximum out-of-pocket expenses with subsidies, $20,000 a month, or nearly. And thanks to cancer, which my daughter came down with, we hit those maximums many, many times. So think about that. In the 10 years since the Democrats inflicted Obama's health care plan on us, we had to pay for many, many years, almost $50,000 annually in insurance payments and medical bills. And that was money we did not have. No middle-class family can endure that kind of expense. The upshot of our decade of affordable health care under Obamacare, our savings are gone. And we have virtually nothing left to retire on. And to handle the remaining debt, we are beginning the process of taking out a home equity loan. And this is the subsidized affordability that the Democrats today insist Congress perpetuate. Now, in those dark early days of cancer, when my daughter was first diagnosed, things got much worse than expensive. In 2018, Obamacare literally offered us no plan in our zip code for any amount of money that we could buy that covered Colette's treatment at the one pediatric cancer ward in Northern Virginia, in Nova Fairfax. So under Obamacare in 2018, our daughter was effectively without coverage for cancer, not a common cold or a broken bone, but cancer. What kind of health care plan did the Democrats inflict on us that it can't handle childhood cancer? And we went through another terrifying event in 2020. Now, with COVID sweeping the country in mid-March, the plan we had that year announced that in 2 weeks, it would no longer cover my daughter's clinic, where she received a lot of her chemotherapy. So once again, thanks to the ACA, we were left without coverage for our daughter recovering from cancer. Now, in both cases, we had to appeal to the author of our problems, to the government, to all of you. And fortunately, I was able to persuade, threaten the Senator Warner's staff to bully, in both cases, an insurance giant back into the marketplace. Now, perhaps to solve the instability inherent in Obamacare, the government could just take over all medical facilities, but then everybody in the country would be at the mercy of the same government bureaucracy that has been brutalizing my daughter and her parents for years. Under single payer, we would have not the circumstantial cancellation of coverage that comes with the socialization of insurance products, but we would have dying in line waiting for care, such as they have in UK or closer to home at the Veterans Administration. In those institutions, the scarcity that we experienced is no longer circumstantial, but deliberately meted out to patients as lethal policy. We watched as the institutions of medicine under Obamacare colluded with a disease against our daughter, and that would be a daily occurrence under single payer for every American who's under it. Now, there's one more harm that Obamacare is inflicting on millions of Americans, and this one is quite hidden, but it is massive in scale. Obamacare is not insurance, but a scheme, some would say, I would say, a Ponzi scheme to pay for medical bills. And since my daughter got very sick under a non-insurance regime, she is now permanently uninsurable. And why is that? It is impossible to buy car insurance after an accident. My daughter has had that accident, and she is permanently uninsurable as a result. So if we ever restore real insurance to this country, and we're going to have to, because what we have now is unstable and will collapse on its own. And single payer is a disaster. My daughter will never be able to have one of those plans. Now, if I had been allowed to keep my pre-ACA plan, as President Obama promised, my daughter today and forever, the rest of her life, would have ensured durable access to medical care. So in essence, Obamacare turned an insurable illness, even one as grave as cancer, into a permanent pre-existing condition from which my daughter will never escape. But my daughter is not alone. Millions of persons have gotten seriously sick under Obamacare, and more will do so every year. In other words, Obamacare is creating right now a nation of pre-existing conditions. Now, many say they're being helped by Democrat health care, including, no doubt, many at this table will say so later. But as the Democrats help you, because they're helping you, they are harming you permanently for the rest of your life. If any of us ever get sick under Obamacare, you have a pre-existing condition for the rest of your life. So my firm recommendation is that if you are on Obamacare now, get out while you can. And I am asking that this body and the House and the President provide us a way out. There's one correct long-term answer, and that's repeal Obamacare and replace it, not with another planned economy in health insurance, or God forbid, a planned economy in medicine itself. The idea of a plan is the problem. What plan created the iPhone? We should sell insurance the same way. We need to repeal Obamacare and then set up not single payer, but as my colleague at the Independent Institute, who's our president, Graham Walker, has said, what we need is single market across state lines in which millions of Americans can buy real, actuarially sound, automatically renewable insurance products curated to individual needs.
Well, the 9 words that President Reagan said you never want to hear is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. You know?
Yes.
I mean, they show that no matter what they stick their hands in, they screw it up. And which any of them, Republican, Democrat, make no mistake about it, when they look at a problem, how on the backside of that problem can I benefit from it?
Benefit from it. Yeah. Yep.
How can I benefit from it? That's what all 500 and, well, there's more than that, I guess, with Virgin Islands having a representative now and all that shit. I'm not sure how many total people are in Congress now.
Yeah. Quite a few.
But that's what they all do. How can I take this problem, try to fix it for you, but I benefit from it? And that's what all of them do.
What's called 2 for 1, Tom?
Yeah.
It's,
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
we'll push this on to you,
Right.
and it'll benefit me. But
It'll benefit me. Yeah, just like the Democrats. That's what they said. So here's how we can fix the uninsured. We can make them get insurance, or if they don't want insurance, then we will tax them. But since they can't afford that, and their salaries or their annual income is so low, now we're going to pay for that, and then we're going to benefit from it because we're giving the insurance companies all of the money, and they're going to bring it right back around, put it in for contributions. That's how Obamacare was started, because Republicans said, we don't want no part of that, because there was no Republican that voted on Obamacare back in 2010. None. That is, Obamacare is a Democratic law. And the ones that are benefit from it are the Democrats. And the only reason why they shut our government down for 44, 45 days is because they want illegals to be on Obamacare. That they can go to the hospital, get the same treatment, same stuff that poor man, America poor man who can't afford Obamacare, but we're going to pay for it, can have. That's the only reason why the Democrats shut the government down.
wow. Well, and they'll do it again.
And they're going to do it again unless something unless there might be a few that say, no, I'm in the blue state, I'm in the blue district, but my constituents are pissed and they aren't going to vote for me.
What is it, 20? It'll be 26.
Yep, November of 26.
We have midterms in 26.
Yep.
So
yeah, that's the only way you're going to see a lot of Democrats flood or get away from shutting the government down is if the Republicans were successful on tagging that shutdown on Democrats.
But this is why the media is like so important to the Democrats. they
Yes.
won't report it.
They won't
like
report
that.
it. No.
So, unless you really go digging, you can
Right.
find it. But for the most part, the media, they won't even cover it. Probably won't even be a sort of a story. They'll just say, well, Republicans are in, blame the president,
Right.
government shut down.
And I don't know, speaking of media,
Yeah.
CNBC, there was a reporter there that had Hakeem Jeffries on it.
Uh-huh.
And she was giving him a what for?
Oh, really?
Oh,
Maybe they're deciding that
yes,
we maybe need to start asking the hard questions.
exactly. Yep. Bring it to light of what actually is going on.
Sure, sure. Well,
That-
nothing like being fair.
Right.
But, it's asking a lot for some of the networks.
Exactly.
Not gonna lie. I mean, you can just tell.
Yes. But
That's okay.
But to sit and think about that for a minute, one of the comments that he made was that he went from $800
A month.
deductible,
Yeah.
and what, 2,000 or 3,500 out of pocket to, God, I mean, he was talking $20,000 out of pocket on Obamacare. Thousands of dollar deductible on
Yeah.
top of $20,000
Yeah. Can you
out
imagine?
of pocket.
That'd wipe you out
Well,
so damn fast. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
But to then say Obamacare back in the day when they lied about the whole thing, their promise to American people, and that goes for even you 72 million that voted for Kamala, that pre-existing conditions are a thing of the past. The insurance company cannot hold that against you. And now you heard him say that he couldn't. His daughter is going to be stuck with a precondition
Precondition.
all their life.
Yeah.
Uninsurable precondition.
Yes. Basically. So what's a family to do?
Yeah.
Think about that.
What's that little girl going to do? And there's some Democrats, imagine if you got with the whole Democrats, your squad and their attitude, they would look at that man and say, hey, take her down to Danny Thomas. Take her
down there in
St. Jude.
St. Jude's down in Memphis.
They're free. You got free.
Yeah. It is kind of amazing that we live in America,
Yeah.
and then you can tell a little girl, well, you're pre-existing, we're not going to insure it. You
Yeah.
can't get any insurance, so good luck getting any.
Imagine
care
that
at all,
little girl
basically.
grows up and here she has
Wow.
her own job, got a job. Hey, I got job, got insurance, got my own insurance, and then we can't cover you because you have cancer.
Yeah.
Now it might be in the mission, we don't know, but
We're not touching you.
we're not touching you.
Yeah. That's
And Obamacare was
right.
promised to get rid of that. And it was also promised that if you like your doctor, hey, guess what? You get to keep your doctor. A lie.
that was another lie.
That was another lie. You're going to save on premiums $2,500 over a year. A family will save over $2,500 in premiums over a year. Another lie. Another lie.
Another lie.
So,
Come on, Brock. Damn it.
yeah.
Oh my God. Well,
So we could go on with this. I think that the American people know that Obamacare is a scam. The Democrat people that voted for Democrats, that votes for Democrats, no matter what they do, doesn't matter if they lie or not, I'm going to vote for you anyway. Those people will look at you and say, well, what are they supposed to do? No one's got any idea, so let's just keep her going.
let's just keep saying
Keep it going.
Yeah.
There's no other ideas. So let's just keep it going. Keep paying for it. And it is the most disgusting thing that I have ever seen and the biggest fraud. Okay? It is a fraud. Obamacare was passed so that they could tax people. And like he said too, Obamacare was based upon the structure of Social Security. Obamacare was that the young pay, and when the young are paying, they are paying the medical bills for the poor. And that's exactly what the Obamacare was about. But then to say, okay, he's young, so as long as he's 26, he can still be on your insurance. Then you wonder, well, okay, so you just cut the legs right out from underneath the youth paying for Obamacare.
Mhm.
That's the brilliant Democrats
Well,
that we have and make no mistake about it, folks. I bet you 95% of all of them, of Democrats especially, are voted on the original bill of Obamacare. They are still in office. Yeah. They are still there.
so we're not going to get rid of it? We're
I
going to keep it?
Oh, I think so. I mean, right now, if the Republicans do not falter
Yeah.
and bow down to them,
Yeah.
then there's something going to have to be done. Now, I did see a clip where Senator Hawley said something about a tax cut on it. So I don't know. I don't know what that would do, but But the whole thing needs to be scrapped. It just needs to be taken out. All of them need to sit down and come up with some solution. And if the solution is still like it was before Obamacare, that's a better solution than Obamacare. Wouldn't you think?
I thought it was, but
Of course, even with Obamacare, it's just a lie. You're still not getting the service that you need. So even though the government, taxpayers are paying for the poor guy who can't afford Obamacare to begin with, well, his options are just as bad as what that guy's is. So how does that fix anything?
yeah.
The only difference, the only way that it fixes it is that those guys right there are not hearing from that poor $22,000 a year guy. He's not in Congress a bitching.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Those poor people aren't going to be, they can't afford to get to Congress and bitch and moan and groan
Get
about it.
up there, state their case.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Congress eyes, they just like, well, that poor guy, he can't make it. He can't make it. But yet his options are the same as a guy that's about ready to sell their house and do all that just to keep their child alive.
I know. Yeah. Wow.
It's a damn shame, and I just wanted to do this. I know that there's more out there, clips that could be brought up to prove the point that the fraud that Obamacare really is. But I don't want to make that long of a video, so we are we're going to get out of here, and we're going to show. We just wanted to show with Obamacare the fraud part 1. We talked about Obamacare and how the fraud that it was in the beginning. And here we are going over some of the actual things that 15 years later of what the damage that Obamacare has brought to the American people. And so you can always, if you want to investigate this more, you can always go on YouTube and find all kinds of clips about this and testimonies of people who this has harmed.
Wow.
So, but all righty, everybody. Well, hey, listen, we will talk at everybody next time, and have a great day. Bye, everybody.